What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna take you on a journey across Latin America. We're gonna be looking at the different accents in Spanish. For a lot of English speakers, it may come as a surprise that we have so many different Spanish accents. For us Spanish speakers, we cannot really imagine a world without these differences from the way we speak in different countries. So let's check it out. Before, I have to tell you that you should stay until the end of this video because I'm gonna tell you what accent you should choose. Alright, now let's go for real. And we're gonna get started with Puerto Rico. Puerto Rican accent has a lot of the characteristics of many Caribbean Spanish accents. Like for example, they aspire their S's. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está? But something that is very unique about the Puerto Rican accent is that they switch their R's for L's. So instead of carne, they say calne. Instead of manejar, they say manejal. Crazy, eh? You thought you have to roll your R's to learn Spanish, but hey, if you're trying to learn Puerto Rican Spanish, not a problem. Whoa, Puerto Ricans, before you finish typing that angry comment, let me tell you that I spent most of 2020 apologizing to Puerto Ricans for saying that they switch all their R's to their L's. In my last video I said that you guys said Puerto Rico. Sorry about that. I want to emphasize that Puerto Ricans do not transform all their R's into L's, just some of them. And especially never in Puerto Rico. They say Puerto Rico. And now we move on to my country, Colombia. People, it is Colombia, not Colombia. Just so we're on the same page. Alright, so in Colombia we have many different accents that of course me as a Colombian I can recognize. I'm sure it's the case in the rest of the countries, but it's harder for me to recognize. But two of the main accents are the Bogota accent or Rolo accent and the Paisa accent or the accent from Medellin. You can either be from Bogota and be super standard, super lame, kind of cold and plain, like my accent, and like my city. Or you can be from Medellin and have a lot of character, personality, and a lot of pizzazz in the way you speak. And María, pues, hombre, ¿cómo está usted, pues? Although it is hard to describe, it is not hard to imitate. And a good way to explain it is like with a Spanish word that we say cantadito. It is more like a song. María, pues, hombre, ¿cómo está usted? ¿Cómo está usted? If you want to sound more like a paisa, just add pues to everything. Hola, pues. ¿Cómo está, pues? ¿Qué pasó, pues? Yo no sé, pues. Ok, pues. Pues. Now we go to Mexico. And for some reason this is something I cannot control. Every time I say Mexico I have to say no mames güey. Let me try. Mexico. No mames güey. It's impossible. It's impossible not to say it. Mexican Spanish also has a wide variety within the country. To me it sounds maybe a little bit nasal. Maybe I'm wrong. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Yeah, a little bit nasal. But if something is true, is that every Mexican has two accents inside of them. They can either be elegant, well-spoken, and clear and very standard. Hola amiga, ¿cómo estás? Yo soy de México. ¿Te gusta esto? Or they can be the Uber Saiyajin, more Mexican que la chingada. Órale, güey, ¿qué pasó, güey? No mames, chingón, pendejo, güey. Mexicans, tell me if this is not true, because I have seen Mexicans in both situations. And now we go to Argentina. Argentina. She. You probably have heard or you probably can recognize that Argentinians switch their double L's and their Y's for sh. Easy. But sometimes, and yes, sometimes Argentinians just decide to add that sh sound to whatever they want. Like, I cannot tell you how many times and how many songs from Argentina I have heard that there is a sh sound where it shouldn't be. Te hace falta coraje, 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 Todos giran y giran, todos bajo el sol, todos giran y giran. Check out that song in the description after the video. I cannot make these things up. And now we move to Peru. And I can tell you, even after months, and I say months, of trying to carefully craft a great explanation of how the Peruvian accent sounds, after studying and breaking apart every sentence structure, every up and down of their accent, I wasn't able to come out with anything simple. To me, it's like a mix between Argentinian and Colombian and maybe some Ecuadorian. Maybe they have some indigenous influence, and it just creates an amalgamation of a very complicated accent that you perceive, but you just cannot explain. I guess the Peruvian accent is proof that God exists. The only thing that I could gather is that sometimes, and just sometimes, they have this rooster, this little rooster. And let me tell you what I mean. Like, it's a rooster in the middle of the words. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Soy de Perú. ¿Tú eres de dónde? It's like a little, sometimes very slight, I'm exaggerating a lot, rooster that Peruvians have. That just adds to the mystery. Yes. You may be wondering if I might by giving you this type of explanation, but trust me, I have spent months in this room under this light drinking just yerba mate for all this time and came to this conclusion. Finally, we move to Chile and the Dominican Republic. And even though I hate putting these two together because they sound nothing alike, I have to ask, and ask everybody, ask the YouTube community, ask the world, what the heck are Chileans, or Dominicans for that matter, saying? I rarely understand anything of that fast amalgamation of words. To be perfectly honest with you, I think Chilean and Dominican should be considered their own different language. I mean, they're already pretty different enough. I don't know. And I don't know. I feel like I need to learn. I need a new vocabulary, like explaining what they are saying. Like po, ¿qué pasó? Po was a Teletubby. Guys, if you want to see more of the accents that I have analyzed and in more depth, I recommend you check out the playlist that I'm gonna put in a card up here in the video. I have broken down the accents from Ecuador, from Paraguay, from Honduras, from Equatorial Guinea, Spain, like the list goes on, and your country is probably there, or the country you're interested is probably there, so I urge you, check out this playlist. And as promised, give me a drum roll. I'm gonna tell you which accent you should choose. And of course, the best accent of Latin America, the world, and everything else in English and Spanish is the Colombian accent, or the Bogota accent, or the Diego accent. Of course, all joking aside, what I recommend is that you don't focus on choosing a particular accent. I recommend that you focus on communicating effectively before moving to that level. Don't worry about that. You will pick up the accent, the expressions, and the way of communicating of the people that surround you. I mean, I have tried to consciously acquire an American accent, and 10 years after learning English, I still speak with a beautiful Colombian accent. As I said before, it's the best accent that there is. So just don't worry too much about picking it. Like really, you cannot really consciously choose. You can maybe understand them, the characteristics of each accent, so you can connect better with the people, but it takes time to get there, and first you need to know how to communicate. Alright, and that is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to comment below what you thought of my breakdown of different accents, what other type of content you would like to see in our channel, And don't forget to smash the like and subscribe right now. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Gracias. Courage, courage, courage.